Since last video, some asked me questions that are very good, so I would like to take some time out to answer the questions. Behind me is just a portrait that I did for fun. This question is by Christian Bond during the beginning of the video. Okay, this is a very common problem, which is he said, I would like to learn with confidence how to draw the portrait. First of all, by experience. Even I experienced from time to time insecurities about my drawings. I'm like, is this drawing actually good? Now, based on your question, I'm going to try to assume what you mean. And I think it has a lot to do with your understanding of how to use the medium. You see, I'm using charcoal, and that's a very scary medium to use because it's dark. Once you put it on the paper, it's very hard to erase. And if you make a mistake, it's most likely going to stay there. Even though with a proper technique, that is not true at all. So to increase your confidence, I will teach you how charcoal actually works and how you can actually correct any mistake you made with charcoal fairly easily. And you have to get over this part of confidence and realize that you have to make a lot of drawings that's just not very good. That's okay. That's absolutely okay. Even today, sometimes I'll make a drawing and it's just not up to par to what I like it to be. And I'll just rip the drawing apart. My friends think I'm insane, but I'll rip it apart and I'll do it again. You don't have confidence because you're afraid of making mistakes and how other people will judge your art. People don't care. People don't really care that much. The most important thing is where you are going to be. So don't worry about that. And regarding technical skills of using charcoal, I will teach you how to do it in a way that you can correct any mistakes. So you are not afraid of a mistake that you cannot fix. Okay, another question that's really good is asked by Vince as a aspiring artist. Although don't even say aspiring artist. It's just that you're going to be a great artist. So it's just a matter of time, right? Aspiring, you want to be an artist, but there is a potential for failure. But if you change that word to something else, you're going to be an artist, okay? So Vince asked me how to draw efficiently. That has to do with time, to maximize iterations. Okay, you see, the traditional way of people teaching drawing is not efficient at all. You go into a workshop and first of all, you're not getting individual attention and you spend 2 hours doing a drawing from a model or from a still life or whatever. And then the teacher comes in and then they give you like a 1 point of feedback. Maybe they're very good and they give you the correct feedback. Based on the feedback, you improve. And then in 2 days, you go into the workshop again, hopefully to improve further. But look how slow that is. Every time you're getting a feedback to improve your drawing skills, that's a feedback loop. But if you can increase the feedback loop, basically increase the frequency of iterations, you are going to improve so much faster. And this is the method that I've been using to teach my high-ticket clients something that would normally take a person years to master, that they working with me one-on-one, I am able to make them mastering the skill at a very high level in just a few months. Because I'm not waiting for you to do a 2-hour drawing, for you to finish the entire drawing, then to give you feedback. If you do something and I see something is already off, I'm just going to say, stop, you need to do this part this way. So you can tell the loop is so much more frequent and so much faster. Hopefully that makes sense to you. How to draw efficiently to maximize iterations. What you're really asking here is how to draw efficiently to maximize effective iterations. Because iterations that's not effective, you're wasting your time. And time is the most important thing we have. You cannot buy 1 second of time back, even if you spend $1 billion. Right? So there are a few ways to efficiently maximize iteration. Besides what I just told you, you don't have to put pencil on paper and actually draw to increase the frequency of iterations. You see, there's a study that they tested with Olympic athletes where they have one group that is doing practice daily and they are doing the actual practice. If it's running, they're actually doing running. If it's swimming, they're actually doing swimming. And the second group, they don't do that, but they are sitting there and they meditate and imagine in their mind they are doing these things. And it turns out that these two groups, the improvement they experienced after several months is extremely similar. Your imagination and your mind is extremely important and it's just it's underestimated. Some of the drawings that I have done, especially early few of my color drawings, they are literally the second times, and then there's a Chloe Moretz drawing. The third time I have touched color. Ever. No practice, as in no traditional practice of me putting pastel on paper. But you can say, well, everybody says you need a lot of practice. And how are you able to do it without practice? I practice all the time. I just don't practice that I have to do it physically with charcoal or pencil on paper. I pay attention to what I'm looking at and I'm practicing all the time. For example, when I start to want to learn colors, now when I'm watching a movie, when I'm watching a TV show, I'm paying specific attention to every point on a person's face and I am focused on what color I am actually seeing. And most of the times, it's nothing like what we think the color is. We think like our skin color is yellow. The truth is our skin color is actually 80% gray, lower saturation. And then under different lighting, you can see different color. And it's really weird because this part will be green and that part will be actually yellow and this part is pink. But overall, they come together and they form a very realistic looking image. So even though for like a month, I did not touch paper at all, I'm constantly learning and I'm actually seeing and what is the actual illusion that I need to create on this 2D paper. So how to efficiently maximize iteration, a combination of drawing and a combination using your brain and actually use them in a way that you are learning without the effort of actually doing drawing. The specifics of which I can teach you. This is not something that you need some special talent to do. Anybody can learn this skill. So yeah, these are two of the great questions that I received. If you have follow-up questions or if anybody else have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to share my thoughts and see if you resonate with them. Alright, see you in the next video. Cheers!